Good morning everyone, it's Krebs here, and today we're going to be doing some play-by-play analysis of some exceptional War Thunder footage. I'm not sure if this is going to be a formal series or anything, but generally what I like to do is record every game I play, and so what I want to do is go through these really good games I've had, talk about what I'm doing, and also just, generally speaking, the dog fighting tactics behind it. So what I'm starting off with here is trying to land the Krebs way. Landing the Krebs way is trying to capture an airfield at 300, 400 kilometers an hour, so high speeds, and then getting off that airfield very fast. Unfortunately, my teammate hasn't really mastered the technique all that well. So the first engagement that we have here is against the HE-111H, who's obviously going for some sort of bombing run on our ships. And now, the mistake that he's making here is he's going up and making a loop, almost like an Immelman turn. Alright, what he should be doing since he dived down was he should have kept on using that speed to get away, but since he made a turn, he became like essentially a sitting duck, taking out his ailerons, and there you go, he crashed into the ship. That's him gone. Okay, so now we got a BF-109. He's flying over our ships, attacking my teammates, and so he's obviously a priority threat. That's why I'm going after him. As you can see, he's not really doing a whole lot to avoid me. I'm shooting him multiple times with my machine gun, and at times also my cannons when I have the ammunition. But apart from that, look at that. He's just turning on the side, and turning again. But barely any proper maneuvers. What he should be doing, since he's in energy fighting, is using his speed to try and get away, and also sway from side to side, being unpredictable. There's a Wildcat that's trying to capture our field, along with a Kai that's down there as well. He's not going to survive too long. Focus on this Wildcat. What is he doing? I can understand the whole idea behind the premise, risking it for a biscuit. Unfortunately, he didn't get the biscuit. He didn't get the airfield. He was killed. Far too risky to be trying to capture the airfield when you have a whole bunch of enemies flying above you. Now all I'm going to be doing here is doing the landing, the capturing of the airfield, the Krebs style. So notice how I've reduced my throttle, and I've got about 260 kilometers per hour speed. Maintaining my speed, and up away I go after capturing that airfield. Now defending my airfield, there's a head-on-head engagement coming up here against the Cobra. Shooting them from maximum distance, rolling above me, and notice what I'm doing with my mini-map. I'm not actually adjusting by right-clicking. I think actually right-clicking on an opponent actually disorientates you. I'm not a big fan of it. What I do is I adjust with my mini-map, and easily getting him on the cross. He obviously flew away to the side, maybe not expecting me actually going after him again. Now a Thunderbolt over here. This is just going to be a kill assist. Somebody else got the majority of the damage. They must have taken out his tail control or something, maybe elevators. HE-112 just down here. I guess he's going to be going in for some sort of capture, pulling out of it because he realizes that he can't do it. And now look at this big cross-sectional area, exposing his entire plane to me, along with easy access to his cockpit. Not actually killing his pilot, but just destroying his actual plane entirely. Cobra down here. Them being very, very offensive at the moment. Try to keep a mind on how I'm using my throttle here. Just powering through turns. Cobra right there. Slowed down so much. Gonna make him an easy target for me. Setting him alight. Almost crashing into my teammate, or my teammate crashing into me. And there we go, he was critically damaged from the flames. Having strayed away from my airfield, there's an MC-202 in front of me. But what the hell is that? An even closer target, SB-2M. Mind you, look at what he's going to be trying to attempt here. A big-ass plane like that, wanting to dogfight. He's moving from side to side, aiming to hit the Yak-7B, but not possible at all. The only danger from this plane at the moment is his back gunner to me. Luckily, actually knocking that gunner unconscious, making him an easy kill. That is his tail control gone now, and he's just crashing right onto the ground. So in the same engagements over here, in the center of the island, BF-109 directly below me, another easier target, an F4F Wildcat. Having just finished off my squad mate, heading directly for him, getting a few last shots. He couldn't pull up from that, critically his left wing just before he died, and getting that final kill. Circling around, again, big dogfights happening over here. A lot of times when I go in engagements, because the Japanese have such superior turn rates, you won't even have to use combat flap sometimes. And still allows me a very superior turn time. Wildcat exposing his entire canopy, his plane, the top side of his plane to me. Getting some good old damage on that. Right wing gone. We're directly behind him just with my machine guns to go. But seeing those tracers go directly behind me, obviously an indication of enemy fire, and that's me going down after finishing off that Wildcat. A Kitty Hawk skirmishing over our airfield, so that's when Captain Krebs comes to the rescue. Engaging my combat flaps because it's a turn fight. Reducing my throttle since I'm above him and I don't want to overshoot him. And still guiding along the top side and just about to roll on top of him. Getting off major cannon damage. Bullfighter coming at me but not directly to me, allowing me easy access at his pilot. Unfortunately not lucky enough to actually do that. And so he's continuing his path, but turning and playing completely wrong. Last thing you want to do is dogfight in a bullfighter, just like that SB was. Bleeding a lot of speed. What you should be doing is using advantage of his twin Merlin engines to be getting on out of there. Boom and zoom tactics. And so I'm risking overshooting him, so I'm going up and then down on top of him to bleed speed. The poor roll rate of the zeros prevents me from doing a lag maneuver. So here we've got some proper dogfights about to engage here. I'm using the Japanese acquired German Bf-109 E3 Yak-9T coming directly above me. Also what looks to be an Airacobra trying to side strafe me from the side. Yak-9T totally giving up, and now it's me having a head-on-head engagement to the Airacobra. Airacobra still a powerful plane to dogfight against, however it's a little bit sluggish. The E3 has greater maneuverability and allowing me to head on directly on top of him, lose a little bit of speed, and then gain that loss of speed advantage to get tighter turns and get directly behind this Airacobra, unleashing my machine guns into him. No cannons, but machine guns was enough at that close range to take him out. And so a Hurricane and Wildcat has joined the battle. Now trying to single out my targets. The Hurricane disengaged from me and actually attacking my teammate now. A big mistake. You never want to try to lose the sight of your opponent, and that is the unfortunate consequence of him doing that, giving me a good shot on his canopy and taking out his pilot entirely. Easy kill. Corsair trying to outturn me, but not gonna happen. Corsairs have very poor turn time. Engaging my combat flaps, rotating between combat to raised flaps used in straight lines, combat in turn fight engagements. Damaging his right wing. He's doing a good maneuver here by trying to sway from side to side. I've reduced my throttle down to 0% so that I don't overshoot him, using a lag maneuver there to again bleed off more speed to try and stay behind him, and that's exactly what's happening here. I've stayed behind him, not allowing myself to overshoot him, destroying him once entirely, once my cannons have reloaded, and again speeding on back on my throttle to maximum power, diving down below that oncoming plane so that he couldn't get a clear shot of me. If I headed on straight to him, we might have collided. If I head to the side, he might have been able to adjust, but just trying to go below him so he doesn't have a clear shot on top of me. Yak-9T and an F4U wants me. Yak-9T directly below me. Not that big of a threat because the Yak-9T doesn't have the greatest maneuverability. Just coming out of the canopy of the tree line over here. Yak-9T directly in front of me, unleashing all my cannons and weapons into him. But I see that an enemy is toasting me from behind. I'm taking quite a bit of damage here, but I've got a bit of bloodlust. I want to finish off this Yak-9T because he can become a bit of a problem if I let him go. And there we go, luckily getting him out, killed, and quickly disengaging from that encounter, and now trying to take on whatever was behind me, the Corsair. So again, like we were saying before, Corsairs have poor turn time, allowing me to get behind him. However, I have severely damaged wings, fuselage, and also tail. This might be the leading advantage that he needs to get away from me. Going up directly above him, getting to stalling speed almost. Not entirely stalling speed, but severely losing a lot of speed and getting myself sharper turns. It doesn't necessarily mean you have to get him on the first turn. If you keep on turning and turning and turning because your plane is more maneuverable than his, eventually after 3-4 turns, full turns, you'll be able to get around him. And there you go, taking out the Corsair on the cross. Directly behind me we've got a Wildcat, trying to go for him, but a lag is engaging the battle, and now I'm stuck as I go on up for another stall-like maneuver, and that is too much for me. The lag has managed to get me on the cross at the top of my stalling maneuver, and that is me, vulnerable position. So the last proper engagement, the game is nearly finished, and so the enemy team is a little bit desperate. They really want to capture some more airfields so they can prevent their loss, and possibly even gain a victory. So the B-25 Mitchell attempting to capture our airfield, but since he's doing that, he's so vulnerable, and now gonna give me an easy opportunity. He's essentially sitting duck. He's lost a lot of speed, and there we go, finishing him off easily. Now this is how you don't want to use the Japanese planes, trying to kill bombers because of their back gunners. You'll notice how easy the Japanese planes get destroyed by those back gunners, instantly being set ablaze by a shot right through my engine. That's number one. Now an A-20G instantly setting me ablaze, a shot right into the engine. And another A-20G coming on up over here. His back gunner gonna be the crucial part. And there we go. That was actually the same Havoc that killed me just in the previous engagement. Yeah, you can tell I was raging a little bit. Insta-wing destroy. Alright. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and until next time, I will catch you all later.
Right, here we go. 3, 2, 1.